Welcome back to another episode of Big John's Cooking. Today we're doing a hog head cheese, hog head loaf, hog head terrine, souse. Bunch of different names, same product. We're gonna get this started. Stick around. Alright, so this might not be for everybody. We got the old head here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to check it for any places that might have a lot of hair, and I'm not feeling any strong amounts. I'm not going to keep the skin in it. I'm gonna cook it, but you know, I'm gonna separate that. What I'm gonna put in the terrine or hog head cheese, what the old timers called it, is I'm gonna take the eyes out. I'm not gonna eat that. The brain may be in here, I'm not positive, but we're not gonna eat that. The tongue is in there, and we may or may not. I mean, I may skin that, you know, and chop it up, put it in there. I already know my wife is not going to touch this, so I'm going to have to call my brother and my sister up and let them know that I'm making this, so I have something to give away, so I'm not stuck with it all by myself. But I am going to cut the jowls off. I'm going to do that separate. I'm going to just cut that off and cure that and use it for seasoning. I want to keep that meat just for that reason, and then the rest I'm gonna cook up for the hog head cheese. So I'm not gonna bore you with all the cutting up details. I'll bring you back as soon as I get my jowls cut off, and we may take you through the steps of how I'm gonna season and cure the jowls. But this definitely, you know, this piece here look like they've cut on it a little bit, but I'm gonna cut that off, the jaw piece, and use that for my seasoning meat, bacon, whatever. And we'll be back in just a second. All right, with the exception of the jowls, which I've cut off both sides here, I didn't lose a whole lot. This should be plenty for what I'm going to do. Don't want to make a whole lot, you know, because it's just me, and I'm not sure if my brother's going to want any, or my sister. I'm sure my brother will take some, but you know, my sister may or may not. So we'll find out. But I got this going. From here we're going to go into the pot. I got a couple of packages of pig feet to add in here for the gelatinous, the stickiness I'm gonna need for this to gel up and to make a loaf. So onto the pot. Bring you back when I got that done. All right, I got my pressure cooker over here. It's a big pot, so can't get it all in the shot. Put the meat in. I haven't put my water in yet, nor my seasonings. Let me get these washed up right quick, and we'll get to that. Just a quick rinse with those. Some people get a little carried away with how they clean those, you know, vinegar and scrub brush. I don't know what they got on theirs, but you know, whatever it is, they might want to try a different place to buy their meat products, because that seems a little extreme to me, because I've tried that, and personally, it looked the same when I got done. There's no dirt or sawdust involved in mine. A quick rinse is all that's really necessary. So if you got to do more than that, then you might want to look at where you're buying your meat from. I think, well, you're buying your stuff from a bad spot. But let me finish this up, and I'll bring you right back. All right, I got my pressure cooker over here. It's a big pot, so can't get it all in the shot. Put the meat in. I haven't put my water in yet, nor my seasonings. Let me get these washed up right quick, and we'll get to that. Just a quick rinse with those. Some people get a little carried away with how they clean those, you know, vinegar and scrub brush. I don't know what they got on theirs, but you know, whatever it is, they might want to try a different place to buy their meat products, because that seems a little extreme to me, because I've tried that, and personally, it looked the same when I got done. There's no dirt or sawdust involved in mine. A quick rinse is all that's really necessary. So if you got to do more than that, then you might want to look at where you're buying your meat from. I think, well, you're buying your stuff from a bad spot. But let me finish this up, and I'll bring you right back. All right, as far as my seasoning goes here, I got some pickling spice that I'm going here. About a third of the container. Accent, of course, you know me. Got to have my MSG. That's optional. Use it like you like. Got some sazon. Good flavor there. Go in however you feel you want. I mean, you got to season this to your taste. What you feel you might like to have your food to taste like. A little bit of ground sage. I love that in my background flavoring. Crushed red pepper. Gotta have that. And I'm gonna put a little cayenne in here, just to have a little spice. And you do that to however you like it as well. And I got about 3 bay leaves I'm gonna throw in here as well. And there's bay leaf in the pickling spice, but I'm gonna throw a couple in there just for good measure. And I'm gonna add some meat tenderizer in there. About a couple tablespoons worth. Not a whole lot, because some of the seasoning, sazon, and a couple other things I put in there, it's got salt involved in it. Don't want to make it too salty, but definitely don't want to undersalt it. So with that said, we're gonna throw this bad boy up on here. Now, this is a pressure cooker. Move my camera around here, and that's the seasoning going on there. Now I'm going to pretty much cover this and with water. Not all the way up, probably along about in that area, you know, roughly. We may leave the nose exposed a little bit. It's going to be cooking under pressure, so there's going to be a lot of steam going on there. So everything's going to get a taste of the liquid. And well, I don't want to fill it up too much and have an accident. This is my first time using the pressure cooker, so I'm experimenting and hoping I don't mess up. You'll know it if I come back and show you a hole in my roof where the lid blew off. But we're gonna try to keep the temperature good, and we're gonna let this run for about an hour, and hopefully we do a good job. Stick around. All right, this is where we're at with the water level. I got the eye on. I'm gonna bring this to a boil, excuse me, and then I'm gonna cover it and see what the pressure comes up with. I'm gonna try to keep it low. I'm gonna check out the gauges and I'll let you know. All right, I'm gonna try to keep this roughly around between 10 and 15 psi. Not much above it. It goes to 20, but after that it says caution, and we want to stay out of the caution, so I'm gonna try to run it no higher than 15 psi, and we'll see where we go from there. Stick around, I'll bring you back when I got it done. It's a little noisy, but pressure's holding. It's been going about 45 minutes now. Now I set a timer for like an hour and a half. See how it does. See you when it gets done. Okay, next morning, excuse me, I'm trying to reduce the liquid from the hog head, and well, that's a work in progress. Let me show you what I've done with the meat so far. I have broken it down, picked it off the head. I'm sure some of you did not want to see that, and it was long and tedious. This is some of the fat that I pulled off and the skin that I wanted to keep. I didn't use the nose. I did put the tongue in. The eyes I kicked out. I've been tweaking, mixing, tweaking, mixing. Best I can say is do what you feel you want for the flavor of yours. I don't want it bland like you would get it in the store, and trying to find a flavor that I like. The nose I threw away, and of course, you know, the brain, I tossed all that out. Stuff that I did not want to, you know, try to mix in and create flavor with. I wouldn't mind trying to roast the head just to see what it comes out like. They're not very expensive, so you know, I could probably throw away some money to do that. So I'm gonna reduce this pork stock that I had left. Hopefully there's enough in there to kind of congeal. I may add some cornstarch or something in there to help it along the way. We'll see. So I'll bring you back when I move on to that next step. All right, I got the liquid in there. I hope it's enough. We're gonna go in the refrigerator, let it chill. I'm gonna give it a day, and I'll bring you back for the finished product. All right, end results on the souse, aka hog head cheese. I think it tastes pretty good. And I said I think because I just brushed my teeth, so I still have a lot of toothpaste flavor in my mouth at the moment. But the flavor is shining through. And I'm liking it. I mean, outside of having a little oil on the top, and you can go through and scrape that off if it makes you feel uncomfortable. What I did was, when I cut my piece, I just trimmed a little bit off the top with my knife. So regardless, it tastes good. It's got flavor. It's not bland. So I'm gonna mark this up as a win. I'm enjoying it, and I'm hoping that I can share this with somebody, because this is way more than I'm gonna be able to eat by myself. But nevertheless, it'll be what it is. If you like this one, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, tell a friend about me, subscribe if you haven't. Hit that notification bell so you can get everything when I drop it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless.